Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Facebook Live. My name's David Shepherd. For those of you new this evening, because I know we've got some new people this evening, I do a Facebook Live every Thursday evening at 1800 GMT, or what I've now been informed by one of my commenters, UTC, Universal Time something or other. So it's a good evening from London, but it might be a good morning wherever you might be. It might be a good evening, or it might be a good afternoon. So as you can see, we've got a different venue again this evening. We were in central London for a meeting this afternoon, dashing back to the office, to the studio, to be able to do the Facebook Live, and the traffic was gridlocked. The trains were stopped. There were no trains to Richmond. So I decided, right, let's get to home. Let's do the Facebook Live from the library, just so I can make sure that we're here on time, and we can meet here through the ether at the appropriate time. So as you know, here in the UK, we had some incidents taking place. Up in Manchester, a place which is very close to my heart. I lived in Manchester for 3 years when I was at university there, and then another 3 years when I lived in Macclesfield, just south of Manchester, and loved the place, loved the city, and loved the people. And obviously, with these kind of incidents that are becoming more and more frequent now, I recognised a pattern, because I was teaching Huna in Hawaii on September the 11th, 2001, when I woke up to the news of what was happening in New York, in the Twin Towers. And Tad James and Matt James and myself, obviously were teaching that Huna training. And we were stranded on the island. Nobody could go anywhere, but people were worried about their loved ones and all those kind of things, and what was happening in the world in general. We gathered everybody together. I remember it was about 90 or 100 people, something like that. And we did a process very, very similar to the process that we're going to do this evening. Again, I mentioned this on my wall. A very good friend of mine, Peter Strachan, and I were running a practitioner training here in London on the 7th of July 2005, when there were the bombings here in London. And again, we were there in the training room. We had a room full of students, and the typical kind of thing, very understandable thing that people feel is, one, there's the shock, there's the horror, there's the worry, there's the fear, there's the concern. But also, one of the things that I noticed was, and I felt it in myself, a sense of powerlessness. What can we do in our small way to assist those people that are directly impacted by these kind of events. And again, what Peter and I decided to do was to do a joint meditation process on that morning of the 7th of July 2005, and then get on with our day, get on with the training. We couldn't go anywhere, and the absolute best thing that we could do was to continue to learn these personal development techniques and these healing techniques, which is what we did. Though I sensed a sense of almost relief, as in we'd done what we could do to make a difference in the world. So when all of the events started to unravel, I was wondering about, on Tuesday, I think it was, or Monday or Tuesday, I was thinking, what would be the topic for my Facebook Live on Thursday? And I was going to put out a post on Facebook saying, what would people like me to cover? And then, the thing came to me to do Ho Oponopono around the incident and the people involved in Manchester. But also, of course, you personally at home watching this either live or watching it recorded can do this process with any particular place on the world, or any group of people, or any person that you want to do it with, or add in addition. So let's just give you a little bit of theory before we actually do the process itself. So Ho Oponopono That's a O followed by two Ponos. In Hawaiian, O means to make and Pono means right. And whenever you repeat a word, or have a word twice in Hawaiian, it means multiplied. So it means to make very right. And what this process enables you to do is, inside of yourself, it enables you to make right with anybody or anything. It is an internal process, and it is an internal process of self-healing. It is a process of self-love, or in Hawaiian we'd call aloha, and it is a process of becoming Pono, of becoming right with ourselves. And a couple of concepts that we need to tie in here is that the ancient Hawaiians believed that we carry around inside of us a part of us that's everybody that we've ever met or everybody that we've ever thought of. So for instance, my dad died in the 1980s, and but even today I can go inside and find the part of me that's my dad and have a conversation with him, and he would respond in exactly the way he would do if he were here. My mum is up in Aspley in Nottingham. At this point in time, though, I can go inside and find the part of me that's my mum and have a conversation with her, and she'd respond in exactly the way that she would do if she was here. So we carry around inside of us a part of everybody that we've ever met, but equally everybody we've ever thought of. So when we see these things on the TV, read about them in the newspapers, at that point in time, we create a part of us that's those people that we've seen being involved in these incidents in Manchester or any of the other incidents that we've become aware of. And the idea is that that's kind of like you might have heard this thing about you look out at the world through a lens. And if what you're seeing isn't the way that you want it, or isn't Pono, then what you need to do is to change the lens. So the lens, if you like, in this process is the part of you that's another person or a group of people or even a place. So what it enables you, Ho Oponopono enables you to do, is to change the lens, or to clean the lens, so that our perception, at least inside of us, changes, which allows things on the outside to change. Also, the Hawaiians believed that we were connected energetically with everybody that we've ever thought of or anybody that we've ever met through a process or a medium called aka. Aka translates roughly to sticky stuff. So it would be the idea that, if I picked up my iPad here and then I let it go, that I'm connected energetically to my iPad, and if I left it in the office, I'd still be connected to it. If we shipped it off to Australia, I'd still be connected with it. And so there's a energy flow in both directions between ourselves, everybody we've ever thought of, everybody we've ever met, or any of our things that we've come into contact with. And so that energetic connection again determines our perception of situations, circumstances, and people. And so the process that we're going to do, Ho Oponopono, enables us to heal up the part of us inside, which represents everybody and everything outside. It also enables us to make a new energetic connection with everybody or everything outside. A connection which is empowering and healing, not only for ourselves, but also for other people. It's also a process of forgiveness, of letting go, which enables us to let go of the way things are, let go of the way that things were, and allow them to manifest in a new and healed way. So that's the big picture process. Now, how do we do that in practice? So I'm going to take you through this in the theory of it, the steps. Then I'm going to guide you through the process, and then we can actually do that process together whilst we're watching this live. Although some of you I know will be watching this recorded later today, or maybe even tomorrow, or for the days to come. Because I know quite often we get several thousand people watching my Facebook lives. So here's the process. What I'd want you to do is to imagine right above the top of your head an infinite source of love and healing, in whatever way, whatever that means to you, an infinite source of love and healing right above the top of your head. Imagine opening up the top of your head, opening up your crown chakra, if you like, and allowing that infinite source of love and healing to descend down inside of you, filling up your body now, so that your entire body becomes filled with that infinite source of love and healing. You could even imagine, or might even notice, beginning to feel that connection already beginning to take place. Then, just in our minds, we're going to imagine in front of us and below us a stage. And we're going to invite certain people or groups of people onto that stage. And I'm going to go through some of the major groups of people from the incident in Manchester, but then equally I'm going to give you some time to bring other people to the stage that you might want to heal. There may be people who are closer to you that in your perception would benefit from some healing at this point in time. So you can add those people to that as well, whether they're involved with the thing in Manchester or are completely separate. We are going to then imagine the infinite source of healing flowing out of our heart to those people on the stage, so that they too can become totally healed, whole, and magnificent. Then, you might actually want to do an internal dialogue with them as far as, the fact that you forgive them and ask them if they forgive you. That might not be relevant, in which case you wouldn't need to do that. Or it might be in certain situations where you might want to do that. Of course, once the person is totally healed, whole, and magnificent on the stage, then forgiveness is a given. But also that there's a sense of Pono, about rightness between you. And also, what the Hawaiians would call a sense of aloha, and being, a sense of love and gratitude and forgiveness, if you like, as well, as far as that's concerned. Now, there might be people that you might want to have a dialogue with to get to that particular point, which you can do inside of you. Now, as soon as you imagine that anybody on the stage has become totally healed, whole, and magnificent, then imagine how you're connected with them through this medium of arca. Dissolve those arca connections, so you disconnect, and then just imagine the people floating off of the stage and returning back to the light and becoming one with the light. We're finished with the process when the stage is empty, when the stage is clear. So that's essentially the process that we're going to do. If you then want to reconnect with people, which I think is good to be connected with certain people, all you need to do is to speak to them, or even just to think of them will make a new energy connection with them. So that's the process that we're going to do. I'm just going to walk away from the camera for around about 10 seconds. I don't know if you can hear, but many of you know of my house guest, Mr. Fluffy. Mr. Fluffy has finished his salmon and is wanting to go out and is calling at me at the door. So I'm just going to go out and let Mr. Fluffy out. I shall be back with you in 10 seconds. Come on then. There you go. There we go. That's Mr. Fluffy, happy to go out and play in the wonderful weather that we're having here in London this evening. So if you're ready, then just settle back, relax, and let's just get ourselves into a nice meditative state by doing 4 Ha breaths together before we actually start doing the Ho Oponopono process. So a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. So if you would just now, remaining nicely relaxed, you might want to close your eyes so that you can go ahead and put all of your attention inside. And then just in whatever way that you do, imagine right above the top of your head is an infinite source of love and healing. Imagine opening up the top of your head, some people might call the crown chakra, and allow that infinite source of love and healing to descend down through the top of your head, all the way down into your body, all the way down to the very tips of your fingers, all the way down to the very tips of your toes, so that your entire body right now is totally filled with an infinite source of love and healing. And then just with the faculty of your imagination, imagine in front of you a stage, and that stage is below you and in front of you. So you're looking down on the stage. You know, if you've been to the theatre, it'd be like being in what they used to call the gods. You know, being up in the gods, looking down at the stage. And then just imagine opening up your heart chakra and allowing the infinite source of love and healing, which is flowing in through the top of your head, filling up your body now, to begin overflowing out of your heart towards the stage. As we first invite anyone to the stage that actually died as a result of the event in Manchester, at the Manchester Arena. And in whatever you do, is you imagine those people coming to the stage, then allow that infinite source of love and healing to flow to them on the stage, so that they too may become totally healed, whole, and magnificent. You might want to have any kind of like internal dialogue that you want to have with those people. You may, if you want, ask for forgiveness or ask them to forgive you, or whatever conversation that you need to have to become Pono with them, and for you to have a true sense of love and a true sense of aloha with them, so that you can let them go, so they can go and grow and evolve. Now, since this is an infinite source of love and healing, then that healing can actually take place very, very rapidly. And as soon as you perceive that those people on the stage are totally healed, whole, and magnificent, then you can notice, again using the faculty of imagination, how you're connected with them energetically through the arca connections. And again, in whatever way you prefer, just dissolve those connections. And then just allow those people to float off of the stage and return back once again to the light, where they can go and grow and evolve and become truly healed. And as you continue working with the people on the stage, I'm going to continue inviting other groups of people to the stage, and trust your unconscious mind to have your conscious attention on the people that you need to pay conscious attention to. As we now invite to the stage those people that have been injured as a result of the incident on Monday night in Manchester. And as they come onto the stage, then imagine that infinite source of love and healing flowing through you. To the people on the stage, so that they too can become totally healed, whole, and magnificent. And again, you might need to have some kind of conversation with them, some dialogue with them, for you to get a true sense of forgiveness, a true sense of being Pono, being right, and a true sense of aloha, of love and letting go. And again, as soon as you notice any particular person becomes totally healed, whole, and magnificent, then you can imagine how we're connected to the arca connection. Dissolve those arca connections and allow the people to float off of the stage and return once again to the light. As now we invite to the stage anyone else that was present, during that incident in Manchester. That even though maybe not physically injured, feeling certain things of a mental and emotional nature, and equally, therefore, require some healing in our minds, in our perception. It may be the families and friends of those who are injured, or even the families and friends of who lost loved ones, as well as anybody else involved with a particular event. And again, flow in the infinite source of love and healing, descending down through the top of your head, filling up your body now, and overflowing out of your heart, so that those people on the stage may become totally healed, whole, and magnificent. Again, having whatever dialogue that you want to have. In the original Ho Oponopono, there'd be a dialogue around forgiveness, around those people forgiving us and us forgiving them, though obviously we're actually working with the part of us, so it's really a process of self-forgiveness and ourselves becoming Pono. Continuing to flow that infinite source of love and healing. Once anybody in your perception becomes totally healed, whole, and magnificent, then you can imagine how we're connected through the energy connections of Arca, dissolve those connections, and then allow those people to float off of the stage and become one with the light once again. Now we can invite to the stage any of the helpers, the rescuers, the heroes that we've been hearing about at the event, the homeless people that helped out, the taxi drivers that drove people home free of charge, the passers-by that ran back into the incident to help the injured, the services, the police, the army, the fire brigade, the ambulance services, all of whom will have had, fairly harrowing experiences from that particular event and other events. Obviously this is a particularly bad event, but these are the kind of things they experience on a daily basis. We need to realise that. And invite them to the stage, the doctors and the nurses at the hospitals, all the people who work in the hospitals, tending people. And again, allow that infinite source of love and healing to come in through the top of your head, filling up your body now, overflowing out of your heart to the people on the stage, so that they too become totally healed, whole, and magnificent. And again, if you sense the need to have a conversation with them collectively or individually, so that you can become Pono inside of you, so you can get a sense of forgiveness, a sense of healing, then go ahead and do that. And again, once you get that sense that a person on the stage is totally healed, whole, and magnificent, imagine how we're connected through the connection of Arca. Dissolve that connection. And then allow the person or the people to float off of the stage and return back to the light once again. As you continue healing anyone that's still remaining on the stage, then let's bring the people of Manchester in general and the surrounding areas. A group of people which are renowned for really rallying around and uniting together. Certainly how I remember them from when I lived there. And again, flow the infinite source of love and healing to the top of your head, filling up your body now, overflowing out of your heart, to the people on the stage so that they too may become totally healed, whole, and magnificent. Again, having whatever kind of dialogue you might need to have with those people to get a true sense of Pono inside of you with them and yourself. True sense of healing. You get a true sense of aloha, of love, both ways. And again, as soon as you sense that anyone on the stage has now become totally healed, whole and magnificent, there's a state of Pono inside of you, then just imagine how you're connected with those arca connections, dissolve the connections, and allow them to float off of the stage and return once again to the light where they can be. Truly healed, whole, and magnificent. And again, as you continue working with the people on the stage, then invite any other people. Obviously this event has touched many millions of lives, tens of millions of lives. People just watching the incidents around the world, reading about it in the newspapers. Maybe feeling anxious, maybe feeling scared, and not Pono about the entire situation. That's a horrible place of being. So in whatever way, just invite all of those people that have been touched in some way by this incident. Again, flow the infinite source of love and healing through the top of your head, filling up your body now, overflowing out of your heart, to the people on the stage so that they too may become totally healed, whole, and magnificent. Saying whatever needs to be said to become Pono, to get a true sense of forgiveness, a true sense of letting go, a true sense of aloha. And when you sense that anybody on the stage is in that state, is totally healed, whole and magnificent, and is Pono inside of you, just imagine how you're connected with the arca connections, dissolve those connections, then allow those people to float off of the stage, disappear and become one with the light again. Now, obviously Manchester is just the latest incident. This happened here in the UK. There's incidents happening in other parts of the world which obviously are getting less airtime here because of everything that's happening in Manchester, but I noticed some other things happening in Syria and obviously there have been other incidents that have gone on in the recent past, like Brussels and Paris and Cannes in the south of France, as well as people still affected by incidents here in London and in New York and other parts of the world. So just in whatever way, just trust your unconscious mind to bring any of those people, whether you know them or not, to mind, to the stage in whatever maybe symbolic form they may do, that your unconscious mind represents them. Again, flow that infinite source of love and healing through the top of your head, filling up your body now, overflowing out of your heart. To the people on the stage, saying whatever needs to be said to get a sense of Pono, get a sense of forgiveness, get a sense of aloha, so that they are totally healed, whole and magnificent. Once they're in that state, you can just dissolve those connections and allow them to disappear and float off return to the light. And then finally, maybe there are people around you that that aren't in a state of Pono, either from a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual point of view at this point in time. And that you might want to have them at least just inside of you, join into that process. So at least you can heal up the part of you inside that represents them, because that ultimately is the only thing you have 100% responsibility for and 100% ability to change, is your internal representation of them. So if there's somebody that you want to bring to mind, or some people that you want to bring to mind, bring them onto the stage right now. Have the infinite source of love and healing descend down through the top of your head, filling up your body now, overflowing out of your heart. To anybody who's still on the stage. Having whatever dialogue you need to have inside of you, so that you Opono with them and they Opono with you. Sense of aloha, which most people think that means love. In actual fact, that's the closest translation, but it's a much deeper sense than just that for the Hawaiians. And as soon as those people are totally healed, whole, and magnificent in your mind, you can dissolve the connections and allow those people to float off of the stage and become one with the light once again. As some of you continue working with the people on stage, any of you or any of us that the stage is empty, let's just have a moment's, say a minute or so's silence, meditative silence, whilst other people complete the process. And then let's come out of our meditation with 4 hard breaths. So deep breath into the nose, out to the mouth. So it at the same time. And the thing I love about the Ho Oponopono process is it enables us to connect with people beyond creed, beyond color, beyond race, beyond religion, beyond politics. It enables us to relate and connect with people as what we are at the very deepest level, people, just like each other. And I think that's a thing that at these points in time is an important thing for us all to to remember. That process you can do with anything and anybody. There was a Hawaiian lady, Moina Simeone, traveled the world teaching Ho Oponopono. She died before I got into learning Huna, but I did meet someone that used to work very closely with her, Auntie Martha, who came to one of our Huna trainings to share what she knew about Ho Oponopono. And she said that Moina Simeone practiced Ho Oponopono with everybody and everything every day. And it was said that people who actually got to meet her was that when she entered a room, the room got physically brighter because her energy field was so pure, was so integrated, was so contained that literally the entire room got brighter when she entered the room, which I think is something for us to really strive for as far as that's concerned. The interesting thing that Auntie Martha said, which I think is another important thing to remember when we're doing the Ho Oponopono process, is this really struck a chord with me when she said it. She said the thing that most people don't realize is that we bind more closely to us the people that we hate than the people we love. Because we bind people to us through emotion, through the energy of emotion is what binds us or connects us with people. And for a lot of people, the emotion of hatred is more intense than the emotion of love. So by hating people, we actually bind those people closely to us. And the only way of actually being free from being bound from those people is to get Pono with those people, to heal them up inside of us, so that we can dissolve the connections and let those people float away. So I don't know about you, I really sensed a huge shift in the energy as we were doing that process. And again, I mentioned it that during the process is the only thing that we can truly take 100% responsibility for is for the part of us inside that represents the person outside. It's really that process is in action. What Gandhi was talking about when he said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." So Ho Oponopono enables us to change ourselves. It enables us to change the lens that we view the world through, or enables us to change the lens or the slide upon which we project out into the world outside. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that process. That process in its entirety is available in the I'm David Shepherd app. If you want to use the guided meditation and learn more about it, it is available in there. Though you've got the basics of the process to be able to practice that by yourself. So wherever you are in the world, stay safe, stay Pono, and stay Pono with each other, and continue to live with a sense of aloha. And I will see you here once again next Thursday at 1800 GMT or UTC or 1900 BST or whatever time that may be, wherever you are in the world. Thank you again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again either on Facebook Live or on one of my other events. Thanks for being here.